Guys, I'm going to react to one more video that is about Francis Ngannou, a documentary about Francis Ngannou. He escaped Africa to fight in the UFC.
So ein Tensegrity-Modell hier ist die eigentliche Lösung für ernsthafte und chronische Schmerzfälle. Die meisten
Viewer discretion advised.
How does a 10-year-old sand miner from Africa become the scariest man on the planet?
Pendant la grossesse, il était toujours agité dans le ventre si bien que je ne parvenais même pas à dormir. Mais pour bagarrer, non. Il ne bagarrait jamais.
My dad didn't have a good reputation.
Was your dad a fighter?
Not like a professional fighter, but he was violent, fighting, beating my mom up, beating us up, and that's even how they get divorced. I was able to see the fear in the eye of my mom. One of my goals was to take that fear out of her.
Et il ne voulait jamais voir quelqu'un en train de taper sur l'eau.
Then we started to live in different families. I never feel as I belong to some families anymore.
And from that moment,
ones are
I
usually
knew
the
something.
nicest person you will find out there.
I don't want to become like my dad. I always feel like I missed my childhood. Like I was subject of shame to other kids. I couldn't go to school and didn't have a pen to take note or a notebook to write on it. Sometimes no shoes or clothes.
And you couldn't tell them we can't afford it. You
Humble
didn't want to say it.
beginning.
They knew, but what can they do?
Francis gets kicked out of school because he can't afford the supplies. From the age of only 10 years old, he starts working in a sand mine.
One of the things that I read about you was that you worked in a sand mine when you were young.
I was about 10 years old when I started that because
Quand Francis était à la carrière, c'est quand il revenait qu'on pouvait même payer quelque chose ici à la maison.
In this open cast mine, hundreds of artisanal miners are working in waters soiled by mercury without any protection. Among them, dozens of children, including girls, sometimes younger than 5.
even though that work was meant for adults,
And the saddest part of it is, bro, all these things are happening. One will assume that, okay, the resources that they are getting from these mines will help them, to have some kind of wealth and some kind of a lifestyle, but it never did, because that the ones that are actually profiting from it is the Europeans or the Asians, like the Chinese or just the outsiders. People are not actually benefiting from the resources that they are mining themselves. It's crazy.
but we didn't have any option, so we take what we had.
Growing up doing something like that, first of all, it had to be very difficult. Like
Very
digging
difficult.
sand.
Yeah.
It's also, your body must develop very strong from doing something like that. At 10 years old, like as you're growing, as you're maturing, doing something that's that difficult, I mean, it must have made you really fucking strong.
À lui seul, lui remplacer 2 ou 3 personnes.
And although he does his best to support his mother, Francis is secretly hoping that a savior is going to come and rescue him.
I was always expecting somebody to come there and do something. I grew up with this expectation for many, many years, but it was clear that nobody is coming for me anymore.
But something else happened instead, when somebody showed him a YouTube clip of Mike Tyson.
That was like my motivation to watch Mike Tyson on YouTube, because that's when I never watched a fight live, because I grew up in Africa and I didn't have a damn TV, nothing like that, And I was watching it, I'm like, damn, I can do this.
No, you did what you don't know what you did. Know what you did? Your words were your destiny. You spoke out your reality. And you said, I'm gonna do that. That's what happened to me. I was locked up in a juvenile detention center, and I was like, 12 or 11, I was locked up in a juvenile detention, and I'll be watching the movie The Greatest, and it was cool. And as soon as the lights came on, Muhammad Ali came in. And as soon as he came in, everybody lost. I mean, the staff, the guards, the police, everybody lost. And I said, I want to be like him. First thing I said, I want to be like him. I didn't know I was going to do it, but I said, I want to be like him.
The personality of a person, the ways of a person, the thoughts, the deeds, the actions, it's all based around his heart. For what is a man? A man is his heart.
I was a dreamer. I was very ambitious. People around thought I was going crazy. Like,
that's why, man. People need to know that, bro. You never know who you are. The lives that you are impacting out there. So, Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali never thought that, okay, this person is out there and he is looking up to me. So that's why it's very important, whatever we do, we try to...
What the hell? You are not for that class of life. You have to be like a farmer, like your dad, and you can't do it. I'm like, why? Why I can't do it? Who says it can't change?
Regardless to man's title, regardless to man's wealth, rank, or position, if the heart is not great, then he cannot be great.
What the fuck is that? Who told you it's possible for you? Look at you. Look at where you came from.
But if the heart is great, that man remains great under all circumstances, rich or poor, large or small. So it is the heart that makes one large or small.
I just have to change the situation. I just have to be something else. I believe that I can make my own destiny.
I told you, I'm the real champion. I told you, I'm the champion of the world.
That I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me.
All of you bow. All of our critics fall. All of you suckers. All of you suckers bow.
Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match me.
From this moment on, to recognize me as the star of boxing.
My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
All of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
So why don't I be the guy coming for myself? A miracle won't happen right now. You have to take action.
20 years ago today, my dad passed away after being sick for a very long time. He couldn't afford to go to the hospital. I was looking at my mom and asked myself, if she ever got sick, what would I do? At that point, I knew I had to do something to at least be able to provide her decent health care.
Before I left Cameroon, I went to see my mom. She didn't know why I was there for that long, but I was there because that was my last time before I leave. Then I'm like staring at my mom sometime, like maybe this might be the last time that I'm seeing her, but I have to do this. That's when I decided to leave.
But if you're in Cameroon, you just can't go to Europe by taking the front door.
You know, so I have to use all the back doors.
And in the case of Francis, the first step is nothing less than crossing the biggest and most treacherous desert on earth.
Yep.
Cleobet, met Team Ruim.
Sahara is one.
It's so sad that a lot of people died on this route, man. In the Sahara Desert, in the Atlantic Oceans, bro. A lot of people died on those routes, bro.
Sahara Desert, yeah.
The Sahara Desert, and it's like one of the biggest over there. They just bring in a small truck and put your baggage in it. You know, like Toyota Tacoma?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's gonna be like 25 of you guys in the back.
Yeah, 25 people in a Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah, plus your luggage. So
wow,
you are not allowed for a lot of luggage. Even water, you're not allowed for a certain quantity of water because it takes space.
Oof.
And you are going to the desert and you have to grab the truck so hard so you get cramped. And then, but when you get cramped, you can't let him go, because if you let him go, you fall, and that's it. They won't stop. Let him go is like letting your life go.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
It's over if I let him go. There is not second chance. I remember there was a girl with a baby. She couldn't do it anymore. She just wanted to throw a baby away.
Oh my
like
God.
this how hard it was. Like she couldn't do it, and you can't.
That is hard, bro. so hard that you wanna throw your own baby away, bro. The life that people go through to try to make it in life, man. It's just crazy, man.
Blame. The guy just keep holding the baby. They take the baby from her. Like
We can hear the agonizing wails of another woman and go to speak to her.
I heard you crying. I want to see my baby.
Her name is Olabisi. 2 of her 4 children, it seems, were on another truck. They are the older ones, ages just 9 and 11.
Bro, but why would someone with 4 children, bro, take that road with your 4 children, bro? That is crazy, man.
I prefer to death.
and they have to hide from like the radars because sometimes they are like helicopter flying up there looking, checking if there's something going on because they know that there's a lot of traffic there. Not only immigrant but only like guns and drugs and everything, so they always flying there. You have to be lucky so the car don't break up in the middle of the trip, because if the car break up in the middle of the trip, most of the time it's over.
What happens then?
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You guys might just die.
The migrants have been stranded here for 3 days after their truck broke down. There are about 30 in all, left to die.
At the daytime, it's like 150 degrees. Nighttime, he drops to like maybe 20 degrees. It's crazy. You're gonna cross a mafia and all those people across the road. You're gonna get robbed, every kind of shit. So you better don't have all your money on you. If you don't get killed. If you don't kill yourself by taking some risk.
One of the women starts praying under her breath.
Jesus.
A single sentence, over and over.
Even before the middle of the trip, the water is finished. Nobody has water anymore. And these people, they don't give a shit. They just want to drive from this point to this point. So you get desert.
Yeah, man, those traffickers don't give a shit, bro. They don't give a shit. They even sell people out in that route. They sell people to prostitution, to everything you can imagine. Like, especially in places like Libya.
Traded at the point that you're not sweating anymore.
Or you even like on the route to Europe, some people when they reach places like Libya, they start looking for a job to be able to finance their way forward. So while they are working in Libya, some people will go and do a job after when they are done, like the employer will tell them, I'm not going to pay you. He will just ask them to leave, and you cannot do anything about it. You cannot do anything about it. Because you are in their country, and at the time there was no government. Like Libya was at a bad place at the time. So you cannot say, okay, I'm going to report you to the police or something. You cannot fight back. It's crazy.
Is it like oil on your face? At some point, we have like a dump of sand. So you have to rub your face and everything because the sand is just like... Oh, you go through all this stuff, and we found a water well, and it was so dirty with dead animal in the bird, everything. If I don't drink this water, I'm not lasting long.
So you drank it.
So you drink it. You kind of like take the water, put it in the bottle, leave your shirt, and use your shirt as a filter. Drink the water. That's where you kind of like start to understand what you put yourself into. it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
So here's the good news. I didn't know that, but there's actually 2 Spanish territories in Morocco. That means you don't actually need to cross to Spain to get to Spain. You just need to get inside those cities. And to do so, you actually need to climb the fence that surrounds the cities or to swim from shore to shore. But that's easier said than done.
Sometimes we live in the forest, hiding for the cops, trying to cross the border to go to Spain.
Before and in between attempts to cross over, migrants were groups in the forest surrounding those cities, where they face an entirely different kind of reality.
Get cold all the time, no clothes, no food.
The cops raid the forest on a weekly basis. They steal your money, vandalize your stuff, and are physically abusive to men and women.
But when they take your money, they don't care about all those. They just want to take whatever they can take.
So you had to swallow your money?
Yeah, you swallow your money.
And then find it later?
Find it later. You had to.
Right, I get
like,
it.
at this point, it's a matter of surviving. And it was.
Did you have food?
No, sometimes we eat. Sometimes we have to go find food in the trash, you know. Sometimes arguing with rat in the trash, like, hey, get away of these tomatoes. It's mine.
Man.
This rotten tomatoes is mine, not yours, you know. Go back in the forest, figure out how to cook that in the aluminum bucket or something.
The first way to get to the city is by climbing over the 11 miles fence that surrounds it. But calling it a fence is an oversimplification. It's a series of fences. The first one is 20 foot high. The second one has a flexible top, leading you straight into the barbed wire netting sitting at the bottom of it. The third fence is the highest yet, with more barbed wire waiting for you, along with the civil guard, standing before a 2x4 meters ditch leading to a double fence topped with more barbed wires. So let me ask you, what would you go for? Fence or water? Francis? Chose the fence.
About 11 miles of fence will protect.
Oh my God, bro. That is crazy, bro. No wonder, bro. The kind of motivation that Francis have, bro, to get to where he is. Oh my God, bro. A lot of people would have chosen the water.
The island is small. I went to the fence, look at the fence like this. Man, the barbed wire was just like this. There's my life behind them, my future.
Right.
Man, I'm taking my chance. The first time I get caught, very caught, I was bleeding all over my hands, my feet, because I fell into it. I couldn't stay there. If those guys caught me there, they're probably gonna kill me.
How long were you in Morocco for?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because every time that we attend, if you fail, they're gonna bring you back in the south, in the desert, and throw you guys there.
Disorientated and dehydrated.
That is just brutal. That is just brutal. They will kill you. They will take you and drop you in the middle of the desert. In the middle of the desert, you have to go hungry, you have to suffer. And probably eventually die too. That is just horrible way to treat someone. Like, please, maybe you say, okay, we're gonna take you to jail, we're gonna take you to prison. But you just pick someone up and then go and drop them in prison. Probably with no brother, with no food.
It deported. These migrants have just been deported. The nearest village is a 15-kilometer walk in the Sahara Desert, and they have no food or water.
So when you fail, you gotta go through the same cycle, over and over again.
And sometimes, instead of like thinking of going back to the fence, you're like, okay, let me go try in the water.
This young man's dream of a better life in Europe ended before it began. His body washed up on the shores of Ceuta, a Spanish enclave on Morocco's Mediterranean coast.
You guys have to collect money to buy a boat to ram. Just a small one, the one that they use in the swimming pool. I count the wave like 1, 2, 3, just most of the time it's like 3 waves. And the third one will be the biggest one. The first one came, it was still okay. Second one, as much as we're going in the water, it get deeper and deeper. Then the third wave came, that was like something that you see in the movie. And we fell in the water, no paddle. I hold my boat, I'm like, I trust myself, I trust my boat. This is my life, I'm not letting this go. I'm dying with it. I hold it like this. I saw this thing came. I'm like, put my head in the water, hold my boat like this, and it came on top of me, scream like, what the hell is this? When we get in the boat, we find out that there are 2 of us missing. Basically, those with the paddle. How do we even paddle without paddle? Right. The guy was like, listen, we're gonna paddle with our hands. I'm like, okay, this guy might be stupid or something. Like people die in the world, in the ocean, paddling with the real paddle. And we are just gonna paddle with our hands. How crazy is that? Man, for real? I'm gonna die just like this? My family don't even know. They won't even see my body, man.
When you got on that Red Cross boat and you knew,
I realized he was April 3rd, and I left Cameroon April 3rd, 1 year ago.
wow,
1 year anniversary.
one long journey.
2013, 7 years ago, we were freed by the Spanish Homeland Security after spending 2 months in jail for illegally entering on European soil by sea. I had nothing by then but a dream and a faith of pursuing it. Okay, that was intense. Let's take a little breather here before we finally move to the fun stuff. If you like my documentaries, you can now support me through Patreon and get credited as a producer on everything I do. Check out the link in the description if you want to join my team and make some amazing films. Let's keep going. After considering going to England and Germany, Francis finally settles on France.
I just wanted a place with opportunity. France seems to have that opportunity.
The very next day he arrives, Francis steps into a boxing gym.
I told him like, listen man, I just came here, I don't have money, I don't have nothing, but the only thing that I want is some place to keep training because
I'm gonna become a world champion.
Rapidement, j'ai compris qu'il y avait une précarité dans sa vie.
He finds a parking lot to sleep in and fully commits to training.
I was very happy at that time because even though I was sleeping in the parking lot, I was somewhere that I would have my fair share if I work hard.
And it doesn't take long before he's pushed into MMA instead of boxing.
So if you need the faster income to help you get out in your situation, you have to do MMA. Then I'm like, what's MMA?
Like, what is jiu-jitsu? Started explaining me everything. I'm like, hey man, please, leave me alone with your MMA.
Je me souviens pas d'avoir rencontré un mec aussi fin de manière. Oui. Ah oui. Oh. Oh. God damn it.
Those power punches. Man, just can you imagine the thing that can break him, bro? After going through things like this, bro, forget about depression, forget about how to call emotional whatever, bro. You cannot break this guy. He is built different. Like the struggle that he went through built him up for this. No wonder, bro. His motivation is just different from everyone else. And the funny thing is, man, I know immigration is a very controversial issue in America and in Europe at the moment. But none of these guys that went through this trouble ever enter in those waters or the desert to come and become a criminal, bro. They are all like, there is a motivation. They want to become, something to, help their families back at home. The struggle the families are going through is so crazy. It forces them to this kind of situation. And when they get to Europe also, the struggle still continues because you don't have a paper. You cannot do a lot of things, Before they even settle in Europe, it takes time, like 4 to 5 to 6 years. Some it goes up to 10 years before they settle. But all these people want is just to have a job that they can help their family with, it's. I understand where the other side is also coming from, like the illegal immigration and all that. But until you put yourself in someone else's shoe, you will never understand, what they have to go through to try to make it in life, help their family and all that.
Energie. Auf bequeme Weise mit NBW Mavi, der Energiemanagerin der NBW.
Hol dir, was du willst.
Wow.
When was your first pro fight?
It was 4 months after
you started.
I started.
Wow.
Man, I have actually listened to watched a lot of documentaries about UFC fighters, but none like this one. I mean, none like this one. I have listened to, I have watched the documentary on Khabib Nurmagomedov, Khamzat Chimaev, how to call, what is the name again? The Irish guy. Conor McGregor and the likes, Mohammed, but this one is different. It's really different, man.
So I won my first fight. Submission.
You won by submission?
Yeah. It
What
was
did you
like,
use?
I don't know. There is not a name for that. Like,
The second fight is a submission. Oh my God, that's a knockout. Another submission. At this time, he is beginning to realize his dreams, man. That's why no one should ever give up on your dreams. You should always keep pushing.
Stands between Francis and his dream, the greatest heavyweight of all time.
When you went into the Stipe fight, the first Stipe fight, how did you
Stipe.
expect the fight to end? What did you think was going to happen?
I don't know.
You didn't know?
Yeah. All the way through that fight, nothing was right.
All the way training?
Yeah. Even how I approached the fight. In 2018, after I lost against Stipe, man, I went back. I felt like shit. Couldn't sleep. Even when I went to sleep, I didn't want sun to rise the next day. I felt like I want the night just last forever. You know, couldn't look at myself. Feel very bad at that moment. I just took my phone and then went online, booked a first plane for Cameroon. And guess what? When I went in Cameroon, the welcome that I had there, man, like, it was crazy. They were so excited, so happy, so proud. And at some point,
I was still like feeling bad about myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, there was just like, hey champ, welcome, and everybody was going crazy. Even grandmas who doesn't know anything about fighting. And now I'm like, listen guy, I think you might get something wrong here. I lost. I didn't win that fight. I'm like, we don't care. You won everything. Like
Francis pour nous c'est une légende, c'est un monument. Donc tout ce qu'il fait en Europe, aux États-Unis, c'est gravé dans notre mémoire.
We never had somebody there. We never even expect somebody from us. We get there and you make it there. You represent us. You make us prize. Obviously, it didn't go your way, but you're still young and this.
Il a grandi ici et je suis là présentement. Je vais toujours l'accueillir ici, à la maison.
Yeah, people don't know how much it means, man. It means for the people back at home. Every person, like the travels that took this struggle to come to Europe, when they get back home eventually, the family is, people are happy because you take them out of certain struggle, they help them, and that makes them happy. So this loss here doesn't mean anything to them. They just love you regardless. Okay, they're gonna welcome you back, man. They just love you.
When I go back home, that's the place that allowed me to understand like how far I came,
Do you think it's your destiny? Do you think it's your birthright, your destiny to be?
You have to make your destiny.
Stand out of your childhood in West Africa?
The memory for my childhood in Africa, it wasn't the best, but I couldn't make it here today if it wasn't like that. The future doesn't make sense without the past.
For what is a man? A man is his heart.
He came back on the top, man. He came back at the top, bro. This is an amazing story. Story has it all. It has the painful memories, the beautiful memories, the representation of your country and also your continent. Determination. Then the willingness to succeed, to dream big and make sure you get there. Francis is another beast, man. He's another beast, man. Wait, let me see a couple of comments from these lovers here. This guy is saying, I am crying watching this. I came the same way through the Sahara Desert and then the Mediterranean Sea. We started the journey from Sudan, then we entered Libya, and finally the island of Malta. We were 28 people, all in the back of a Toyota truck. The Maltese government saved our life when we were about to sink in the middle of nowhere in the dark sea of the Mediterranean. I thank the government and the people of Malta day and night. I lived in Malta for 4 years and finally was given a chance to relocate to the USA in 2016. God is good. Wow, that is amazing, bro. There are sad stories and there are, success stories. All have the painful. Okay. That's the life of many of us Africans. Okay, how the UFC decided to start dragging this guy is insane. He could have been the most inspirational fighter they ever had by a mile, bro. Definitely, bro. Francis' story is just out of this world. And this one say, a belt doesn't make you a true champion. It is when the people accept you as their champion. Definitely. He is always going to be a champion back at home, regardless. Even if he lost all his fights, bro, he is always going to be a champion back at home. My friend, you have made me your destiny, Francis. Okay, he needs a movie made about his life. Damn, I'm gonna watch it, bro. I am gonna watch it. That would be a crazy movie, man. Very interesting. Man. Francis Ngannou, you won the fight against Tyson Fury. You fought the world heavyweight boxing champ and defeated him in the people's eyes, regardless of the obvious rigging of the fight. That's a debate. But a lot of people feel he won that fight. Francis Ngannou truly is literal embodiment of a superhero. Yeah. His story deserves to be made into a movie. They need to make the movie, man. Alright, guys, man. There you have it. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. If you're still here, please subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell so you wouldn't miss any videos that I uploaded. Alright, bye-bye, guys.